I wanted to get your thoughts on this. Susan Wojcicki,
Oh
whatever her
God,
name
I've got
is,
thoughts on this, Joe. I've got thoughts. I've already
says
seen it.
congrats to Captain Kori for reaching 160K subs on YouTube. Keeping an eye out for a package. Keep an eye out for your package coming your way. The play button and celebrating and quote tweeting Legal Bites, saying this is an important Christmas mission. And Legal Bites has been all over trying to promote Captain Kori. She has been pushing him very hard, as we all have. And saying his YouTube name, a crack in the box. He's had 2 heart transplants. He's in palliative care. That's what she had sent out 3 days ago. And then after the whole thing happened, then after that was Legal Bites sent that out before when everyone was making the push to get him to 100. Then he got to 100, lost his account. Then YouTube gave the account back to him. And today Susan sends this out, quote tweeting Legal Bites. So I'm wondering what your thoughts are on this tweet.
I never even noticed that she was quote tweeting Legal Bites because I was so angry at Susan trying to take credit for restoring this account, as if it wasn't her company's fault in the first place for either A, having such terrible algorithms that you did not notice when a famous kid got his account deleted. I mean, I don't even pay attention to YouTube, and I knew who this kid was before his account got deleted, okay? Because everybody knew who he was. So it's either that her company is too incompetent, or B, she is covering her ass because they did allow a mass flagging campaign to work, which is really far more likely, Joe. And for her to now that I see that she's retweeting Legal Bites, I have more thoughts on that.
Well,
I have more thoughts.
Share. Don't keep them to yourself. Share. What are your thoughts?
Well, it's a theory. It's a theory, really. I just found this out this second, so I have no evidence that would really make this that would back it up. So it's just what I think might have occurred. But I think it's very possible that Legal Bites has strategically ingratiated herself with YouTube through the I'm being picked on, I'm being bullied I'm being, I am a victim of this awful law tube and Nick Rekieta thing.
I mean, I'm looking forward to you saying this to her face when you're all at Nick's party later on tonight. I'm looking forward.
Yeah, she won't be there, but I would be fine. I would want to ask her, like, hey, how'd you get that hookup? Like, that's interesting.
How does Susan know you?
How does Susan know you? But I don't think it's
Susan know you. That is
weird. I
plan on asking her that. She may not know. She may not know how Susan knows her. It could be. I will tell you. I do want to say this. Far be it for me to ever defend Susan or YouTube. I'm in a few of these group chats, and a couple of them I'm with you. I don't know if it was the one I'm in with you or a different one, where someone was explaining that there is a possible explanation which has nothing to do with the mass flagging by Amber Stance.
Well, Andy has put out an explanation, but he's taking it on the word of YouTube. And frankly, unless they've opened up the books like Elon Musk does and showed the internal communications and the internal evidence, I won't believe anything they say. So
everyone should know what the official story is.
Okay, the official story is that Google disabled it on an age restriction because he isn't 13, and they may have set it up incorrectly. But I'm saying, even if that's true, Joe.
But just to be clear with that, I just want to flesh that out before you attack it, just so everyone understands.
It is true that they do that.
When you have someone who's under 13, if anyone who's a kid under 13, the parents have to set something up with Google in order to give parental consent to have the kid do the thing. And apparently the claim is that his mom didn't set something up properly. And that's why, because of that there was that led to there being a glitch in his account, and they were asleep when the whole channel got taken down because it was on the time zone thing. And so they had no knowledge of it. When they woke up, they corrected the error and YouTube reinstated the account immediately or within a couple hours. So that is what the official story is.
But look at how bad YouTube is. Look how bad their reputation is, that there are so many people going, we don't believe you. You sit on a throne of lies.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Because they have lied so much that the one time you tell the truth and the one time it really wasn't your fault and it really was an error and it's not just you claiming that it was an error, no one believes you because you're the boy who cried error. And sorry, but I don't believe them. So until YouTube shows me in real time, and I mean, I want to see emails, I want to see internal communications, and I want to see the record of the flags on his account. That's what it would take for me to believe that this was truly an error.
This is Susan was Chicky.
With Jicky.
Yeah,
yes.
Okay. Saying congrats to Captain Kori for reaching 160K subs on YouTube. Keep an eye out for a package coming your way. Quote tweeting legal bites, pimping Captain
He's
Kori.
He's gonna get the fastest silver button ever. Nobody ever gets it this fast.
I've got a hot take. I've got a hot take maybe on this.
Yeah.
Perhaps Susan Wojcicki knows that YouTube's bread and butter is drama, and she might be trying to stir some up on LawTube.
Could be. It could be. That's an interesting thought. Yeah. But I don't assume anything nefarious. I certainly don't think that I don't agree with any take that Legal Bites has like some sort of in with Susan or anything like that. I have no reason to assume
I think she may have an in with YouTube.
I don't
Not
think
Susan in particular.
I have no reason to assume.
Maybe YouTube.
Everyone.
Well, she's got a YouTube person. She's got a big enough channel.
Nick's the real deal.
Very much so.
Yeah. What do you think of Susan being a Legal Bites fan? Kind of interesting, don't you think?
So we were just talking about this. Did you hear us having this conversation? Because I don't attribute it to a personal relationship or anything like that. What I did take from it was that she knows about what people call LawTube. That she knows of LawTube. She knows who's part of LawTube, because LawTube is the one that's really been pushing the Captain Kori kid out as hard as possible, along with Johnny Depp and many others. Not even those who are not officially labeled LawTube, whatever you want to call the group. But and to me that means that whenever any of us get a strike or anything happens, that's probably, there has to be internal memos that are going on there. Like there's the same way we saw with Twitter and the Twitter files, that certain people have special type of treatments by the powers that be. If she's quote tweeting Legal Bites,
which is why I'm like, why are you saying, I don't think she has any connection to anything? What?
I don't think it's a personal. I don't think it's a personal
What's wrong
thing.
With you? Do you need to see the internal emails?
I don't think that she. I don't think she has a personal affinity.
Does Daddy Elon need to buy YouTube for you to open up the files?
Yes, so please, Elon, for the love of God,
emails
please do.
Where she's like, hey, Legal Bites, let's get our nails done on Friday. Like, what do you need to see?
Well, I always suspected early on, because of certain family ties. Let's put it this way. That that I was concerned. I'll put it this way: that she was someone coming in meant to shift LawTube and gatekeep it away from the Nick Recatas of the world. There's a reason why she's located in a particular, in a European country. I'll just leave it at that. Eric Conley will get mad at me if I don't.
Wait, Robert.
Yes, I know what you're talking about, Robert.
You think that Legal Bites was a plant? Like Susan?
I always thought so. I thought so from early on, because it was just too kind of convenient. And then when I heard about certain ties, I was like, that's someone I'm going to be skeptical of. And then I saw it unfold that way, right? She used Nick Rekieta to build her own audience, then tried to gatekeep at multiple levels. I mean, how do you not know what opinion to have about the Alex Jones case? How do you pretend to be a trial free speech, advocate and all the rest? And the only thing you tweet is positive comments about the judge. That's the only comment you ever make in the Alex Jones case, one of the most egregious First Amendment violating cases ever.
These hoes ain't loyal.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, definitely disloyal.
But I thought never loyal.
from the get-go, I thought this is someone who, put it this way, if I was out there, I would be concerned, and I was in the gatekeeper world, I would be concerned about the growth of a true independent legal commentary community. I want this controlled by the Dan Abrams Law and Crime of the world. Somehow, by the way, his sister is the judge in the SBF case. No comment. Just interesting. Just leave it at that. We'll see what happens with that case. Yeah, I would be concerned, like what Rekieta did with Kyle's case, Kyle Rittenhouse's case, was expose the complete failure of the gatekeeper legal commentary community to give informed analysis that really upgraded people's understanding of our legal system and also elevated Kyle's defense that normally they could have stopped the world from seeing and witnessing in live time. And if I was the system, I would be scared about that. And so what would I want to do? I would want to divert independent legal commentary from those truly authentic independent content creators. And I would want it shifted to someone who's more presents as an independent content community person, but really isn't. And then there'll be signs of that by how they behave in a range of contexts, including, to me, was always the Rose Stone, or however you want to phrase it, was the Alex Jones case. If you care about trials, that's what you say you're about, and you care about free speech, you claim to advocate for both, how do you say moot about Alex Jones? How do you actually go on a podcast and say you're not sure if $1 billion verdict is unreasonable? You're not sure. Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, that was, but it fit what I initially suspected given ties. I know she has been critical of anybody talking about her husband. She's talked about her husband frequently. She used it as a pretext of justification. She had like 4 photos behind her of those. And so I was skeptical from the get-go, and I was just not surprised when it turned out she was, basically happy to see Nick Rekieta banned from YouTube. She did everything but have a big smile on her face when she did it.
That is true.
I have
it's all true.
I want to throw a fly in the ointment on the whole theory that Legal Bites was a plant. Okay, we all know that she rose to stardom through the Johnny Depp trial. The only reason she rose to that stardom is because in our private Twitter chat, she basically was pushing our group that she should be able to take lead on that, and people should join in with her. And then Nick stepped back and said, encouraged the group known as LawTube to go appear on her channel. If that doesn't happen, there's no way her channel grows the way it did, and she wouldn't have been nearly as influential as she became. So I don't think she was a plant. I do think, if anything, and I'm not saying this is what happened, but if anything, perhaps after she grew, that's when perhaps YouTube approached her.
Idiot.
YouTube approached her, and then at that point said, "Hey, we can look out for you."
Joe.
Why exactly is she over in a European country and her husband works in the military in some unidentified capacity? That doesn't strike you as a little spooky?
He works in a capacity.
It's glowing, Bob.
It's a capacity that does result in some spooky activity.
Exactly. But I got buddies of mine over there that are in the State Department. So I'm familiar with the line of work some of those cats are. And I just found the combination. I was like,
But Joe,
I will tell you, those of us who were at her wedding, and I was one of them.
Did you get?
You probably got bugged while you were there. You better check your devices.
Did you get the Inquisition, Joe? Did they take you aside and start now, Mr. Neiman?
I did hear there was some kind of interrogation.
There was.
That went on.
By the way, old Barnesy didn't get an invite, which is another sign that she's a spook. They're trying to exclude Barnes.
He can sniff out heads, which is why he's not there.
Exactly.
But no,
I'm pleading the fifth on that. But I will tell you
exactly.
Oh, so you can't tell us.
There are
I will tell you
that's what SPF should have done instead of be yipping all these people in Congress and everybody else. Fifth, baby, fifth. Silence is golden.
Yeah, Robert, have you seen his CTFC complaint?
Oh man, it's
Yeah,
all
why is
terrible. And the
Joe
other
being
thing is,
so
get out of
quiet?
Dodge. Don't hang around.
Hold on.
No,
Hop
yeah.
on a boat.
Don't let him get away with
Well,
this.
he talks
Why
about-
is Joe not answering the question? No,
Oh.
Joe, answer the question. What
What
was
question?
the interrogation
I'm-
about at the wedding?
I
No,
always-
answer the question.
That's got to be
I
the
owe
craziest
shot.
wedding ever.
Answer the
I was
question.
invited.
I want to know why Joe is refusing to answer. What was the
Joe,
interrogation
Joe, how
about,
big was
Joe?
the phone book that Alita hit you with?
Were there rubber hoses involved?
There was
Were
no
there- was
phone
there-
book. There was
was
no.
there-
There was no phone book.
You're safe
There were-
now. You're safe here.
They didn't put you in a room and play music that was
Like
irritating.
really loud with the lights flashing, and
Yeah.
the lights were flashing, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I can't. My name is Joseph.
I'll give Requeta credit. He was mostly chill about that as it was developing, and his buddies were talking more than he was initially. It was only as the other thing is she doesn't have the best acumen, the best skill set, because there are ways to handle that, and she kept making it worse and worse and worse.
Well,
and worse.
And it's funny, given the past 10 years of YouTube, you know how not to do it, and did exactly what every other person who fucks it up does. That was the worst part of all.
Completely. I mean,
But you're
completely.
sitting here, you're asking a question. Out of all of LawTube, why
Mm-hmm.
would she pick Legal Bites? I'm just going to point this out. Did any of you really think to yourself, they're like, oh yeah, this is the tweet that Susan was going to quote tweet. It was this thing from the Requeta Law that she's going to say, congratulations, Kori, and quote tweeting, hey team YouTube, that's some effed up crap, and that this is really effed up crap. It's canceling out the account of a terminal kid whose dream was 100K subscribers. F you. Holy crap, fix this. That's what you thought
obviously not.
Susan was going to quote tweet.
No, but I
No,
wouldn't.
for
I
sure.
wouldn't
Why-
expect
but
her
why
to
did it
go
have to
by
be-
anybody.
why
Legal
did-
Bites?
why did
I
it
mean,
have to
that
be Legal Bites?
screams-
Why
that
Legal Bites?
screams-
Of all the content creators out there, there are millions of them. More
but wait a minute.
wholesome, very
Joe has
normie.
skipped right over though the question we were asking him. If you have not noticed that he changed the subject.
I don't know what
Joe,
you're talking about.
what happened to you at that wedding? Did they put you in a room and
was
play? Did they play
nothing.
music like this?
They
Because
just ask
did
you,
they play this?
are you on the right team, Joe?
they play this?
Memories, oh my God, the memories.
Did they put this? This was my kid's band concert,
Megan.
by the way.
Oh,
We-
be careful. You don't want to get him copy struck.
No, it's
Damn.
it's my kids playing in a band.
Oh,
And it's so bad. It was so bad that I felt like I was in a torture chamber. Is that what they did to you at Legal Bites a wedding?
That's nothing happened at the wedding.
Oh, there was no interrogation because I heard differently.
Nothing happened at the wedding.
I heard there was like a
Before the wedding. Before the
Joe.
wedding or after
Yeah.
the wedding. There you go.
There you
That's
go.
a good one.
yes.
Yeah, that's a classic lawyer answer. You limit the chronology of the situation. Literally true.
Punished.
That's effective
Liquid
lawyers
Joe.
right there.
Punished
That's
Joe.
how you.
Thank
That's how
you.
you answer questions without answering questions.
Thank you so much. Nothing. I'm telling you right now,
Punished Joe and
nothing-
Legal Snake.
nothing happened at the
It's a
wedding.
great Metal Gear
So
story.
I don't believe it.
Andy from Popcorn Planet was nonstop tweeting about Captain Kori and even have him on
This
his
is a good point.
direct contact to his parents. But yet Legal Bites was tweet quoted by YouTube. Sus.
Yeah, why not Andy?
That's a good question. That's
That's a better comparison than Nick Requeta
a good parent.
is
Yeah.
Andy, because
That's a good
Andy's
point.
very pro YouTube and he was absolutely tweeting over and over again about Kori. He was right on top of it. And in fact, I bet if you go and look at his tweets, I bet they have more retweets than hers did.
Everybody, Mama Susan, he didn't.
No, I did.
No, he's off
Fuck you,
YouTube, isn't
Susan.
he?
No,
No,
he's
not
not
yet.
off of it yet.
Not you.
Oh.
Not
He
yet.
will be soon.
Hey,
Well, he will be
Susan.
now. Yeah, after this.
Hey, Susan, fuck you for quote tweeting Legal Bites, you weirdo. I heard that discussion. I agree with everything you said, Robert Barnes. You're my hero.
Thank you. Thank you.
What discussion? I don't know what you're
what-
talking
Why would I disavow the truth, Nick? Nick, why
Hey,
would I
Joe,
disavow
you
the
were
truth?
real quiet during that one.
I don't even know what you're talking
Real
about.
quiet.
I don't
Hey,
even
Joe,
know what
that-
you're
that
talking
That
about.
inquisition
quiet.
must have been rough. Joe's just
Joe, did
blocked
you
it out
get
of his
an
whole brain.
inquisition? You want to talk about anything,
I'm a
buddy?
little concerned that Joe may have been flipped while he was there to the Fed side.
Flipped. Yes. Flip to the Fed side.
Question: did they reinstate that kid's YouTube? Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Because it got called out by everybody.
Yep.
And,
And I
oh,
mean,
Joe,
PR
by the way, hey, Joe, I saw what you said about my tweet, you bastard.
What that like I'm not surprised that Susan chose to not quote tweet you, but
Yeah,
chose
that
like
cunt.
something.
She should have quote tweeted me. It was way better than fucking Legal Bites' or anybody else's tweet.
Everything in the sentence that you just said is the exact example why she didn't quote tweet you.
Wait, did she actually quote tweet her?
Yeah,
Oh, yes,
quote
yes.
tweeted-
Oh, yes.
She
If
quote
I
tweeted
got-
Legal Bites.
If I got
Maybe she
quote-
just missed the button with her hooves. She meant to click you.
It's like I wish I had opposable thumbs. Look, if I got quote tweeted by Susan, I would consider a rope.
Susan's going to
Ironically-
hear that and quote tweet you tomorrow.
Good, good. That bitch. I've got some stuff for her to quote tweet.
Oh my.
Despite the fact that I'm clearly already intoxicated, we've got a lot more fun coming up. Make sure you click that Rumble link in the description. Stop treating Rumble and Odyssey as alt tech. Let's start making them just tech competitors. Google is a fucking cunt. Susan, lick my taint. I hate you. I hope you catch on fire in Minecraft. And let's make real freedom real again. I'm so goddamn tired of all the propriety. I'm so tired of the censorship, and I'm so tired of the bullshit. Fuck all of it.
Launer Clip says, "Love you all for spitting facts. I agree with Barnes. Those hoes ain't
loyal.
These hoes ain't loyal." Clipping this. So thanks for the checklist, Susan.
Yeah, the Law Nerd has a lot of fun clips.
He's awesome. He's
Yeah.
one of the best out
Really
there. There are
taking
a few
off.
of them.
Now,
At
I remember
least,
it was
yeah.
a tiny channel, and it's
Yeah.
just grown and grown and grown and grown.